Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Bennett, congratulations on your nomination. I'm sorry that other obligations kept me away from hearing the totality of your testimony, so you'll excuse me if something I ask you may have been asked already. So, when a foreign country like China goes ahead and puts a couple million Uyghurs in concentration camps, and we know that to be true. When Cuba goes ahead and represses its citizens for peacefully protesting and recently passed a law that actually makes for what we would consider free speech rights a punishment by death, and we know that to be true, as publicly reported. What is our obligation? I use those by ways of example. It can be, I can go to Africa, I can go to a whole bunch of places. What is our obligation from your perspective with the U.S. Agency for Global Media to do as it relates to reporting about those instances and those challenges in the world?
Senator, thank you very much. That kind of obligation is at the heart of the mission of USAGM, because reporting truthfully and factually the kind of information that the repressive regimes, such as the ones you named, are trying to keep from the world and from their own people is really a key component of what USAGM does. And I also think that reporting on repressive regimes and human rights, such as the ones that you just mentioned, are felt by journalists in their very soul. It is what they want to do. They want to make sure that these unseen and unheard people are able to bring their stories to the world, and that information is a powerful tool.
Mm-hmm. And especially, I would assume that since that information, especially in closed societies where the state is the only actor in terms of providing information to its people, to the extent that others can get people within those countries can get information by circumvention tools or by the internet to the extent that they have access to the internet or in other forms. It seems to me that it's one of the critically important elements of what we do in surrogate broadcasting in the world. To give a window of information to closed societies of people who don't otherwise have, because of the nature of their repressive regimes, don't have that open window. So is that a fair statement of your view of policy?
Senator, it is an absolutely fair statement. Because
there have been suggestions in the past that your previous role suggests that is not the view that you had, that in fact that you were quote-unquote advocates for some of the views of these regimes. And I just wanted to set the record straight, since not too many may attend the hearing, but when it comes time for a business meeting, we'll hear a chorus of things from some people.
Senator, I appreciate that, and my entire journalistic career has been devoted to giving truthful news and information and not advocating for any position whatsoever, especially not that of a repressive regime.
Mm-hmm. And one last thing, as you're probably aware, Congress has legislated a series of reforms to the board, as we would refer to it, following the dissolution of the Broadcasters Board of Governors model. In all these changes, Congress has made clear that an advisory board comprised of experienced professionals who are not otherwise employed by the U.S. government is critical to protecting the firewall that we have sought to establish. If confirmed, do you agree, and how would you expect to utilize that advisory board?
Senator, I agree that boards can and should be an important partner in making the kinds of decisions that you need to make inside an agency like this. And I will commit to working collaboratively, openly, truthfully, and on a nonpartisan basis with such an advisory board.
Thank you very much.